going on, everybody? This is Matt Does Fitness, and I used to have a girlfriend with a wooden leg, but I had to break it off. Okay, right, welcome to my first ever weekly highlights video, and this one is my bench press one. So, in case you have not watched my kind of channel update video, basically I've decided from now on I'm going to pull my videos into one singular video. So, for example, I do 3 bench press sessions in the week. This is my entire week of bench press in one video, as opposed to you guys having to kind of trawl through 3 separate videos. So, this is my second session of the week. I actually forgot to film the first one. I left my camera at home. Pretty stupid of me, but it was actually a decent session, ironically enough. This is my second session. So today was 3 sets of 5 at 120 kilos, 265 pounds, and I got 2 and about 80%, 2 sets, pretty much 3 sets. I missed the very last rep. So this is my second set. Now, I didn't feel great in this session. I mean, to be honest, my bench press for the last kind of 3 weeks seems to be just going up and down, like in terms of how it feels. One day I'll get in the gym and I feel really strong and I feel really kind of, my setup feels really consistent and comfortable and good. Another day I'll come in and I feel like I've never bench pressed before. I feel weak and I feel like my setup's all over the place. Now, if this was happening to me on the same day every week, I could say, yeah, it's obviously like a programming issue, but it's not. I mean, I'll have the same day where in 1 week I feel incredible and I smash it. Next week I feel all over the place. So I'm still kind of trying to get it down, but I think it is my setup that is causing me issues. However, in the session you're going to see after this one, it definitely started to come together, and I feel like I've kind of started to crack my bench press setup. So this is my third set. This is the one where I miss the last of my 5 reps. I've actually done this session before, and I missed 2 of the last set. So here, to only miss the very last rep of the set, which is this one here, there you go. Is progression. I mean, to be honest, I probably could have, if I desperately wanted to, I probably could have got that, but I was a little bit lazy and complacent there. But still, pretty much 3 sets of 5 at 265 is a pretty decent outcome for me. To put that into perspective, I was doing that weight for 5 sets of 3 when I got my 315 pound bench press, which was my previous PR. So the fact that I'm now doing it for 3 sets of 5 obviously bodes pretty well in that department. Now, in terms of accessory work, I haven't really decided how I'm going to do this in these videos. Obviously, if I put in all of the lifting and all of the accessory work from all of my sessions into one video, it's going to be about an hour-long video. So I'll just kind of, I don't know, I guess I'll probably put in highlights from each one. In this video, I've just put in the accessory work from this session. So here you can see I'm doing some incline dumbbell press, also kind of a little bit of a fly. I'm coming down quite wide with the dumbbells, which you can't really see there. I did about 3 sets of 12 of those. Someone commented recently that I'm not doing, or they don't really ever see me do incline work. To be honest, you've probably got a point. I don't do enough of it, so I am making a note to do a little bit more of that stuff, which will probably help me because I don't do that much shoulder work due to some shoulder issues that I have sometimes. So obviously if I do a bit of incline work, at least I'm getting an element of shoulder in there. Here I'm using my gym's state-of-the-art hammer press machine. I did 3 sets of, I think, slightly lower rep range because I put a little bit too much weight on the machine. That's my 3rd set. I think I only got about 6 or 7 reps there. But the way it's structured allows you to kind of, it's almost like a combination of a fly and a press, so you get some nice kind of all-round chest engagement there. And then I did some lateral dumbbell raises. I did 3 sets of about 12 of these, doing a weird kind of chicken head thing, which I only just noticed there. And that's quite embarrassing. On this note, I've decided to do, I'm going to include these lateral raises as frequently as I can because I'm not doing, like I said, I'm not doing that much shoulder work at the moment because my shoulder's been kind of playing up. And I don't want it to affect my bench press, which it has been. So in terms of shoulder pressing, that tends to kind of irritate it a little bit, whereas those kind of dumbbell lateral raises don't irritate it at all, and obviously they're a really great way to hit your side laterals. Sorry, your side delt, so I will include those. And I finished that session with some standard dips. I did 3 sets with a dumbbell in between my thighs, and moving on, here's my second session. Now, this is the one I was referencing. This is the good one. So here I went for 5 sets of 3. And I did that at 130 kilos, which is 287 pounds. Now, This is more than I was doing for a single a matter of months ago, like at the start of the year. Start of the year, I was doing this. I was doing not even this for a single. So the fact that I'm now getting it for 5 sets of 3, I am pretty friggin' delighted with. And I can tell you now, spoiler alert, I got all 5 sets. Now, I said earlier on that my setup felt much better in this session, and it did. Now, you can probably see here, the bar's nice, it's kind of in a nice path, it's nice and stationary in my chest. Now, this is my first set, and to be fair, this is probably the worst one. The third of these 3 reps is a little bit of a grinder. You see here, it goes up quite slowly. There you go. But yeah, what I did was, about halfway through my set, so in about my 3rd set, I think, I kind of stumbled on a little bit more of a comfortable position. What I had been doing is setting myself up too far away from the rack because I was scared of hitting it on the way up in between the reps. And I had to sometimes get people to spot for me because obviously it's very hard to unrack the weight when you're far away from the rack. And so I've been trying to do it by myself sometimes, and then it kind of takes it out of you because it's hard. You're pulling it from quite far behind you, and it's uncomfortable on my shoulders as well. So here, I set up closer to the rack. Not so close that I was going to hit the pins on the way up, but close enough so it was easier to unrack, and that made a big difference. And I also just tried to, as well as kind of getting that nice solid arch in, I was also sticking my chest out, which sometimes I don't do. I kind of forget to do it, but here I was really sticking my chest out, and it enabled me to obviously not have to pull the bar down so far. Also, I felt nice and strong and solid in my setup, so I will continue to do that. You see there, I kind of stick my chest out, and it felt a lot more comfortable. I felt a lot more strong, and the reps, even though they were slow, I felt really confident. I felt like I had probably one more rep on each of these last couple of sets, so that's obviously very pleasing. Finally, I really feel like I'm getting my leg drive in as well. Before, if you'd said to me a few months ago, you're going to be using a leg drive in your bench press, I would have said, what are you talking about? The concept, the thought of kind of using your legs in a bench press to me was completely alien. But now I really can kind of understand it. I'm definitely starting to get my head around it. And particularly on the last rep where I'm tied here, I kind of hold it on my chest, and it's a very kind of hardly noticeable movement, but I really drive through my legs, and it helps me get the bar up. And like I said, 287, 130 kilos for 5 sets of 3. I'm well pleased with that. And what better way to celebrate but to buy loads of McDonald's. Like I said, I didn't film my accessory work today because I didn't want to kind of make the video 3 hours long. But after my session, there was no food in the house. And I thought, you know what, let's get some McDonald's. More importantly, look behind me. What is that? You'll see to my left in a second, there's a giant inflatable hippo. Now, that angle doesn't really do it justice. That was a good, probably 15 feet tall. That's definitely the biggest inflatable hippo I've ever seen. And then another thing, what is he doing? So we had a giant hippo and this kind of like stalker seagull, like a stalker gull, who would not leave me alone. He was literally just loitering around the whole time. But back to my McDonald's, I did 2 double cheeseburgers under the watchful eye of the hippo, a Big Mac and 2 large fries and a chocolate milkshake, which I calculated was about 3,000 calories. Pretty big effort on my part. There is again, he finally got something that was not for me. I hasten to add, he obviously found that around. And that was that, guys. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, as always, and I will see you tomorrow.